We are on to Game 2 in Columbia, Missouri. 15th ranked South Carolina dominated in Game 1, 10-2 over Missouri. And today the Tigers look to even the series here at home. Hello everyone and welcome to Como. Nate Gatter and Noah Reed with you. Kylie Hansen joins us on the field in just a moment. South Carolina's offense erupted for 10 runs yesterday, but that's not even the main story. Pitching struck out 17. That'll play. First two games of this series have been weird. The winning team in each of the first two games has asked their bullpen to go 8+ innings to get the win. Lovich skies it into left field. He knew it off the bat. Back-to-back for Missouri. Lovich powers it deep left center field. Brenling at the track. The wall leaps, and he pulls it in. Wow. Missouri scores one on the sacrifice fly, but that just saved a grand slam. 1-2. Ball is belted into right field, and it falls down for a base hit. Culbertson gets the wave. Missouri strikes first, and the Tigers are up 1-0. Headed to the top of the third in Columbia, Missouri. The Tigers up 2-1 after back-to-back solo home runs to start the second inning. Speaking of home runs, this guy knows a thing or two about that. Ethan Petry. And he crushes it. First pitch to left center field. This game is tied. Every week in the SEC, something awesome is happening, and there were a couple upsets in Game 1 of the series last night. LSU takes down #1 team in the nation, Texas A&M, in Baton Rouge 6-4, and then in Game 2 of a doubleheader where Tennessee took the first game against Florida in Gainesville, the Gators answer back to split the doubleheader and take a game from the #3 team in the nation.
Forget about the specifics of these highlights, though. When we watched them, all I was thinking is, that's SEC baseball, right? A couple of night games in great environments at great ballparks with great teams just going at it. When you sign up to play baseball in the SEC, that's exactly what you're imagining. And, Missouri obviously is under pressure each and every game at this point.
2 games back of the 12th and final spot for the race to Hoover. Only 12 of the 14 teams in the SEC make the conference tournament. So Carrick Jackson and his club hoping that there's at least one more upset in the SEC this weekend as he tries to take down top 15 South Carolina. And a good start so far for the Tigers. 2.5 innings into this one, up 4-0 after a 4-run first inning. Mateo Cerna, one of the 5 Mizzou base hits in that first inning.
A really good curveball on 1-1 by Jones. He just didn't quite get the call at the bottom of the zone, then got away from him on 2-1.
5-pitch walk.
That's 2 good takes by Cerna. The curveball on 1-1 and then the fastball on 3-1. In particular, that fastball, I thought maybe Jones would get the call just because, normally when it's ball 4, sometimes that zone when it would be ball 4, the zone just expands ever so slightly, especially because Jones didn't get the close one on 1-1. But good takes by Cerna, and first base runner we've had since the first inning for either team.
Yeah, 6 up, 6 down, second inning. Both teams went by quickly. Lovich skies it into left field. Jones has plenty of time. Now he comes running in, and that looked a little trickier than it might have had to be. But either way, it's an out.
Couple things are a little weird. First of all, we talk a lot about high skies when it's really bright blue and you don't have any clouds, and that can be tough because of the brightness. In this circumstance, when it's this cloudy and the clouds are so completely covering the sky and it's kind of that light gray, almost whitish color, I think that can be tricky for an outfielder, especially because those sunglasses oftentimes don't help that much. They just make everything look gray. And then the wind, which is not strong by Taylor Stadium standards today, but certainly a lot stronger than last night, which was maybe the most still game I've seen at Taylor Stadium this year and in a while. And Jones, I think, learned the hard way that when the ball's in the air that long, that high, the wind can have a big impact. Or he learned the almost hard way. The hard way would have been drop the ball.
Hops into Jarrett Curtis, who grounded out to short his first time up. Carrick Jackson said this is a young guy, a sophomore, spent 1 year at Texas Tech last year, only played in 3 games. So he said at the start of the season, you almost had to treat him like he was still a freshman because he didn't really play much at Texas Tech last year. But now with Mizzou, he gets a lot of at-bats. Not an everyday guy, but you see him in the lineup quite a bit.
I really like Jared Curtis. I think there's a ton of potential with this guy, especially he gets a little stronger over the course of a few years.
Slow chopper. He's got some speed. Third baseman Cassis throws to first. Gets away from Petrick. Cerna takes off from third. Jackson, the right fielder, comes in to pick it up, and there's 2 runners in scoring position now for the Tigers.
Speed kills, Noah. You don't have to hit the ball hard when you're fast. In fact, sometimes it's good to hit it not hard at all. Just a little soft bouncer. It's a tricky play for Cassis. He has to hurry. Probably not going to beat him either way. It would have been close. It's going to be bang, bang. If it's an accurate throw and Petry can really stretch for it, maybe they do get him. But anytime you make a guy hurry, and they're going to intentionally walk Garcia again to get to Culbertson, which sort of worked in the sense that it produced a ground ball that should have been an inning ending out back in the first, but didn't end up working because that ground ball the second, even though there was no error, it was fielded cleanly, the throw was clean, just didn't work out for South Carolina. It became a 2-run single for Culbertson. Probably about the easiest 2-run single he's going to have in his career.
It was bases loaded, 2 outs when he came up last time. Bases loaded, 1 out now for Culbertson, who's in front of the first pitch here.
If I were Culbertson, nothing would change about my approach here except really prioritizing even more than normal, putting the ball in play even if it's soft contact. He runs well enough, a double play is tough, so he doesn't need to focus on a fly ball.
Foul tips that straight into the glove. It's 0-2.
It's a luxury in this kind of situation for a guy who runs well, because if you don't at all, if you got a bigger, slower guy up there, the last thing they want to do is hit a ground ball to a middle infielder. Culbertson, as long as he doesn't smack it, can probably beat it.
He won't have to worry about it here. Laces it into right field for a base hit. Cerna scores. There's a late hold, and now runners are caught between second and third and first and second. And Garcia is tagged out. It was a late hold by Curtis. He was rounded that bag and was about a third of the way home before he went back to third, and by that time Garcia was more than halfway to third.